Yewenjie, eres la autora de este artículo, inquirió el otro, mostrándole una revista científica escrita en inglés. Yewenjie, are you the author of this article? Another one was asking her, showing a revista científica, showing a scientific review, reading in English.
Kind of. So, una revista, technically, a revista is a magazine. But I think that in this case, it might refer to a scientific journal. Aha, very good.
Yeah, revista. El artículo se titulaba Posible interfacialidad en la zona de radiación solar y su capacidad reflexiva. The article entitled Possible interfacility in the zone of the solar radiation and its flexible capacity.
It's reflexive.
Its reflexive capacity. Se trataba de un ejemplar de revista de astrofísica de 1966, and it was an example.
It was a copy.
It was a copy of the astrophysics journal in 1966.
Very good.
Pues claro que lo es, hasta hay que confirmarlo. Intervino el hombre de las gafas, apartando la revista. Pues claro que lo es. So it is clearly that it is you are the author. Hasta es hay que. So okay. Now you have to confirm that. Does that mean?
That is a good guess, but not exactly. So who is he talking to here?
Yewenjie.
No.
Journal. The representative.
I think the representative might be the one who's doing the talking. But he is answering the question that the other person asked.
Yes, okay.
So he is saying, of course she is.
Mm-hmm. Right, so.
And then he asks.
Yeah, hasta eso. Now you have to now it confirmed?
You're getting closer, but not quite. So he's asking something along the lines of, do you even have to confirm that?
So eso que hay que confirmarlo. Do you even have to confirm that it means it's clearly, right?
Exactly, yeah, very good.
Hasta eso hay que confirmarlo. Hasta eso, what does this mean? So even means hasta eso.
Yes, in this case, we'd be using that for hasta.
Hasta, even that you have to confirm. Okay, you even have to confirm that. Okay, intervened. The man with glasses intervened. Apartando la revista. Apartando means get something apart.
Yeah, in this case, we can infer that he is taking it away from him.
Okay, taking the journal away from himself.
No, from the other guy.
Okay. Taking the journal from another guy. Este es Lei Zheng. Este es Lei Zhicheng, comisario político de la base Costa Roja. This is Lei Zhicheng, the comisario. Comisario, what does this mean? Comrade? No.
So oftentimes this word is just translated as commissar. It's I think it's like a type of officer.
The commissar, the political commissar of the Costa Roja base. Yo me llamo Yang Weining. Soy el ingeniero jefe. My name is Yang Weining. I'm the boss engineering.
The head engineer.
The head engineer. Todavía falta una hora para que aterricemos. Trata de descansar. Todavía falta una hora para que. Todavía means even.
It means still.
Still. Falta una hora. Falta una hora means less than an hour. Lack of an hour.
Not less than, but yeah, there's still one more hour.
Then what does the falta mean? Lack of, right?
Yeah, so it does mean to lack, but in this case it means that we still need 1 hour. So basically he's saying that we are still lacking 1 hour before arrival.
Oh, so it means, okay, it still need 1 hour to para que aterricemos. What does this mean? To landing.
Yeah, very good.
Todavía falta una hora. So, okay, so it means that we still need 1 hour to land. Landing. Trata de descansar. Trata de means for or being
No,
tired.
it means try.
Try to rest.
Very good.
You try to have a rest. Tú eres Wang Weining. Quiso decir ella, pero se limitó al examinarlo con la mirada. Tenía una expresión neutra, como si no quisiera revelar que se conocía. You are Yang Weining. Quiso decir ella. Quiso, what's the definitivo?
Querer.
Quiso decir ella. Decir means speak, talk, ask.
Say.
She wanted to say you're Yang Weining. But Alexander con la mirada se limitó, but it has been limited to.
No, say is reflexive. Remember that.
But she limited
herself to.
She limited herself to test it with looking, examinar, to test it, right? Examine it.
Examine, very good. To examine him with her look.
Examine means to test, right?
Examine in this case means to study.
Okay, so examine, for me, I think the exam means to test. You take an exam, taking a test.
Exactly, so exam is short for examination. But that in and of itself is just because the test is supposed to study how well you know the materials. So it allows your teacher to see how much you have learned. So, for example, if I am doing a medical examination, maybe I am observing somebody to see if they have any injuries or any diseases or things like that. Or if I am examining a paper, I am looking at the paper to see what it says, what information it has, things like that. So when it says that she is examining him, it means that she's just looking at him. She's just observing him.
Okay, but she limited herself to exam him with the looking, with the vision, with the looking.
Yeah, I think in English they might say with her gaze, G-A-Z-E.
Okay.
But she just is looking at him. She is examining him with her eyes.
He had an expression. He had a neutral expression, as if she would never, as if he would not like to reveal what he knows.
Not exactly. Se is reflexive.
What he knew about himself?
No. Because conocían is plural.
What they know themselves?
Aha, as if he did not want to reveal that they knew each other.
Okay. Okay, it means he's trying to hide in that he knew Ye Wenjie, right? Something
exactly, and that she knows him.
Okay. Wang Weining había sido uno de los estudiantes de posgrado de su padre. Wang Weining had been one of the postgraduate students of her father.
Very good.
Aunque se graduó cuando ella apenas estaba en primer año de universidad. Recordaba la primera vez que él fue a su casa. Although he graduated when she was barely in the first year of the university. When she was not at the first year in the university.
When she was apenas, she was barely in her first year of university.
Recordaba. He remembered the first time that he fue a su casa, that he went to her house.
Very good.
Recién admitido en el departamento, acudía al discutir con su profesor qué dirección tomaría su trabajo. Recién admitido. Recently admitted in the department. Admitted in the department. Acudía a discutir. Acudía, what does this mean? Accuse?
No, not quite. I think there is an English word that is very similar, but let me try to find it because I don't remember it.
Describe it.
Acudir. I remember that there's a cognate in English, but I don't. Acudir.
What's the meaning of this?
I couldn't find the acudir, the synonym, but basically what it means is to come to somebody for help. So for example, if you are a student, they may say, oh, puedes acudir a tus profesores. You can, go to get help from your professors, things like that. So it means to rely on somebody. Oh man, I really feel like there's an English word that looks very similar to this, but I can't remember it.
Okay, so asking for help and discussing with her father, her professor, his teacher, and in which direction, yeah, in which direction he took for his job. He will took
Kind
her
of, yeah.
for his job. Okay.
Yeah, so it's saying that he relied on discussing with his professor what direction he would take with his job.
He will take with his postgraduate job, right?
Yeah, very good.
Quería alejarse del campo teórico para centrarse en problemas experimentales y aplicados. Quería. She would like to alejarse. He
I think it's a he, I'm not sure. I think so, yeah.
He wanted to alejarme, get something far, keep distance.
Yeah, he wanted to distance himself from.
He wanted to take distance from the campus, from the theoretical campus, not the campus, field.
Very good.
Theoretical fields to synchronize himself in the problem, to focus himself in the problem, in the experimental and the applicable problem, application
Applied
problem.
problems. Yeah, very good.
No es que tenga nada en contra, le dijo su padre, pero al fin y al cabo somos del departamento de física teórica. ¿Qué te mueve a querer evitar la teoría? Es que tenga nada. It is not something controversial.
Kind of. So this one's a little weird just because Spanish likes to omit the pronouns. So if I added no es que yo tenga nada en contra, how would you understand the sentence?
No es que yo tenga nada. Either of them I will not against you.
Kind of. That's not bad. A more concise way of saying it is that I don't have anything against it. No, it's not that I have anything against it. No es que tenga nada en contra. But
eventually, and al cabo, eventually, and at the end, somos. We were in the department of theoretical physics. We are
the department of theoretical physics.
We are in the department of the theoretical physics. ¿Qué te mueve a querer evitar la teoría? What do you want to avoid the theory? How do you want to avoid the theory study?
Kind of, yeah, that's good. We can say, what moves you to want to avoid theory?
What is your motivation to avoid the theory? Right?
Exactly. Very good.
Dados los tiempos que corren, quisiera que mi contribución a la sociedad fuese más práctica, dados los tiempos que corren. Dados means you gave something, you gave the time.
Given.
Given dados, okay, given that the time flies, I would like that my contribution, I would like to have my contribution to the society, I would have my contribution more practical to the society.
Very good, very good. The only thing I'll comment is that when he says dados los tiempos que corren, he isn't necessarily referring to how fast the time goes by, but rather the type of time that is happening at the moment. So I think, so this is a little bit before the revolution, but it's still, you know, things are changing given the circumstances or given the times that are happening right now. I want my contribution to be more practical for society.
Okay.
Or, well, I want my contribution to society to be more practical.
La teoría es la base de la cual parte la aplicación práctica. Existe mayor contribución que la de descubrir principios fundamentales. The theory is the base of the parts that is the base of the part of the application, the practical application. And existe mayor contribución que la. Does it exist the major contribution that's la discover the principle fundamental? What does this mean?
Okay. So first he says, la teoría es la base de la cual parte la aplicación práctica. So he's saying the theory is the base from which la aplicación práctica, from which practical application comes from. And then he says, ¿existe mayor contribución que la de descubrir principios fundamentales? He's saying, does there exist a bigger contribution than discovering the fundamental principles? So basically, he's just saying that studying theory actually is practical because by proving these theories, then you are able to fully study the subjects by discovering the fundamental principles that this is built from.
It's still not so clear. Does he mean that the practical application is more? No. The theory, as long as you do the theory, you will eventually know the practical application?
Kind of. He's saying that there cannot be practical application without theory. So it's like, for example, how can I study the effects of gravity if I don't know about gravity? You know, so the theory has to come first, and then we can practically study it. So he's saying that, so basically the student is saying, I don't really want to study theory, I want to do something more practical. So the teacher tells him that there can be no practical study without theory, that the theory is necessary for us to be able to do more advanced practical studies.
Yeah, I know the meaning, but it's just for this sentence, like, existe mayor contribución. Is mayor contribución means theory or the practical use?
So this has to do with what he said about society. So if we look at the previous sentence, he says, quisiera que mi contribución, I want my contribution a la sociedad, to society. So here he is continuing from there. So the student says, I want my contribution to society to be more practical. And so then the teacher replies, does there exist a bigger contribution than discovering the fundamental principles? So he is saying that the biggest contribution, the most important contribution that you can make to society is to help discovering these fundamental principles.
Okay. The fundamental principle means the theory.
Yes.
Okay. Tras vacilar, Mawinin terminó admitiendo. Tras means after or through?
After.
What is through? A través?
A través, very good.
Tras, after vacilar, what does this mean?
hesitating.
After hesitating, Yang Weining ended admitting. What does it mean? Admitting something? Ended admitting?
Yeah, admitting. Very good.
Admitting, what does this mean? Admitting means approve something.
It means to confess something.
Ended meeting. Okay. Confess, somehow like the religious things.
I mean, it can also apply in a legal context. So, for example, if you witness somebody commit a crime, it is your job to make a confession to say, oh, this is what I saw, or this is what I perceived, or this is how I see it. So if you're admitting something, you are telling the truth, basically. So for example, if I think maybe that somebody stole something, I may tell them, to admit it, to tell the truth, to confess if they stole or if they did not steal.
Okay. En el campo de la teoría es fácil cometer errores ideológicos. In the field of the theory, it is easy to commit ideological errors.
Commit ideological errors. Very good.
Okay, cometer. Okay. Antes de eso, el padre de Ye no pudo decir nada. Before that, the father of Ye could not say anything. Yeah. Yang gozaba de un gran talento, una sólida base matemática y una mente ágil. Yang gozar means having something, possess something.
Yeah, usually something good. So I guess the technical meaning is enjoy. But we can think of this more as like benefit of or have some good quality. So él gozaba de.
Yang
had
a good talent, a solid mathematical base, and mente. Ágil means smart.
Ágil, the literal meaning of this is agile. Something that is agile is something that moves quickly. But I think the English speakers describe this as sharp. Yeah.
Agile 领域的机灵的 agile mental.
We can say a sharp mind.
A sharp mind. Lamentablemente, durante el poco tiempo que duraron sus estudios de posgrado, procuró mantener la distancia y reducir al mínimo las interacciones con su profesor. Lamentablemente means lamentably or later. Lamentablemente.
It means unfortunately.
Lamentablemente. Lament, what does it mean? Lament in English?
Yeah, so a lament is when you are sad about something.
Okay, unfortunately.
Yeah, or sadly, unfortunately, yeah.
Sadly, unfortunately, during the few time que duraron that they went through his study of postgraduate, procuró mantener la distancia. Procuró, what does it mean? Procuró.
Procure. Procure basically just means to try to do something, to look for something, to try to get something. So we can just reduce this word to try.
Okay, he tried to maintain the distance and reduce the minimum interaction with his teacher. Seek. Por aquel entonces, Ibenji aún tuvo ocasión de verlo varias veces, pero quizá por influencia de su padre no llegó a fijarse en él. Por aquel entonces. From that time,
From then on.
Ibenji, aún means still.
Yeah, still very good.
Ibenji still had the occasion of the scene. Ibenji still occasionally saw him for a few times, but perhaps influenced by her father, no llegó. He did not. She did not focus. She did not focus on him.
Yeah, no llegó a fijarse en él. She didn't really notice him. She didn't really think about him that much.
She didn't really notice him. Influenced by her father. Okay, maybe. Una vez graduado, Yang Weining cesó todo contacto con ellos. Una vez graduado, once he graduated, Yang Weining cesó todo contrato. Cesó means retract or
It means ceased.
Stops. Cesó.
Yeah, very good.
Ceased all the contact with them.
Very good.
Okay. Volvió a sentirse débil y cerró los ojos. He returned to feel débil. What does this mean? So familiar to me.
It means weak.
Oh, weak, yeah.
So you can compare this word to debilitated.
Yeah, debilitated. I don't know this word.
It means weakened.
Weakened? Okay.
Yeah, so for example, if there is a wall and the wall has been hit by a car, maybe the wall didn't completely collapse, but maybe it is very debilitated now. Maybe it is very damaged. Maybe it's very weak. Maybe it's very weakened.
She felt weak again. Volvió a sentirse débil.
Very good. She felt weak again. Y cerró los ojos.
She felt weak again and closed her eyes. Los militares se acucliaron detrás de una hilera de cajas para conversar en voz baja, pero las dimensiones de la cabina eran tan reducidas que pudo oírlos incluso sobre el rugido de las aspas. The military acucliaron. What does this mean? Acucliaron.
It means squatting.
Squatting, what does this mean? Means murmuring?
No. When there is no chair, how do you rest?
Oh, it's like a typical Asian squat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was going to say I've noticed that in Asia, it is more common. So I think maybe European people put their butt on the ground. But I think Asia, Russian, and Native American people, they will just bend their knees a little bit, but they do not actually touch the ground. They just squat. So
Can Russian do the same thing? I don't think so.
I think so. Yeah, Google Russian squat.
Really?
Yeah, search it.
Russian squat. I don't think they can do so because my supervisor cannot do. What? How?
Squat.
It's not a real squat, you know. You see,
Yeah, it's similar, but it's not the same. Yeah.
this is awkward. It still looks awkward.
Yeah.
You see, yeah, it's still awkward. Not a real squat.
Yeah.
It's just Asian. This one, full
Yeah,
squat.
full squat. Yeah.
Like this guy actually does the same, even though he looks like a European. This because usually the real squat, your we call this big leg and small leg is very close to each other.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the real squat. You know what's interesting
in Spanish, this is called cuclilla.
Yeah, okay. What's interesting is that, you know, in the Europe, there's no squat toilet. How do you call that? Squat toilet?
Oh, yeah.
What's the word for that? Squat toilet?
I think, I don't know. I'm not actually sure what the proper name for it is, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, there's no squat toilet, but I just use them as a squat toilet because
okay.
I just stood, I just stand up to the toilet and squatted.
Yeah.
People say
makes
it's
sense.
dangerous. People say it's dangerous because sometimes that thing may be broke and it may hurt people, but it's just I cannot get used to use the toilet in the Europe.
Yeah.
So the military is squat after detrás una behind hilera. What does it mean? Ice?
Una hilera is like a row of things.
Row? Something? What is a row?
How can I describe this? Hold on. Let me see if there's a better word. Yeah, it's a row. So, for example, when you go to supermarket, there are many hileras.
A row, you mean ROW?
Yes.
Row. Okay. A roll of the cajas.
A row of boxes. A
roll of boxes for converting, to making the voice lower, but the dimension of the cabinet
of the cabin.
By the dimension of the cabin were reducidas. Tan reducida means so small. So small that she could listen, she could hear them, including rugido de las aspas. Rugido de las aspas, what does it mean?
So the aspas are the thing that makes the helicopter fly. I think in English they're called blades, or rotors or something. I don't know what they're called, but the helicopter thing that spins.
Okay, so rugido means a noise.
Yeah, this is a little more poetic. Rugir means to roar. So it just means a loud noise.
The roar of the, what's the English word?
Of the propellers.
Propellers. I still don't know what's the.
It's the spinning thing of the helicopter.
Propellers. I know the Chinese meaning 螺旋桨.
Nice.
螺旋 means something spinning or something circle things. 桨 is a kind of things. Something like that.
Makes sense, yeah.
Sigo pensando que esto no está bien. You pensando, you're thinking.
No.
Sigo. What does this mean?
Let's add a pronoun here. Yo sigo.
I am thinking.
I continue to think. I still think.
Oh, sigo means seguir.
Yeah,
Okay.
very good.
I continue thinking that esto no está bien. I continue thinking that that is not okay. That is not good.
Yeah,
Era la voz de Lei Zhicheng. Maybe Lei Zhicheng. It was the voice of Lei Zhicheng. ¿Acaso hay alguien que siga los cauces reglamentarios? ¿Acaso what does it mean? ¿Acasar? Acasar means get married.
No, I mean, casar does mean to get married. But acaso is kind of a question word. It's kind of like, is there really? Acaso?
Is there really someone who continues the reglamentarios regulation causes? What does this mean?
So a cauce is the literal definition is a channel.
Channel. Reglamentario. What channel?
I guess we can also understand this as being a norm.
Norm channel. Okay. It is really someone who continue the norm channel. What does this mean?
No. You can say norm or you can say channel. It just means a way of doing things or a way of
normal way. Normal way. Is this really someone who continue the normal way? What does this mean?
No. So that's cauces. So reglamentarios is something pertaining to the reglas, the rules, the regimentary. So basically they're saying, ¿acaso hay alguien que siga los cauces reglamentarios? Like, do you think anybody follows the regulatory norms? And the other one replies, he hecho todo lo posible.
He hecho todo lo posible. I have did anything possible?
Todo lo posible. I have done everything possible. Pero.
What does this mean? I have done everything possible. What does this mean? I have done everything possible. It means that I have done what I can do.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Pero en el ejército no hay nadie que esta especialización y es muy complicado tratar de reclutar a un civil. But in the army, there's
in the army.
There's no one with that major, with that specialist, with that
specialization, or that specialty. Specialty is a good one as well. Very good.
What? Special what?
Specialty. Yeah, the one that you said. That one's very good. That one's very good.
That specialty, and it was very complicated trying to reclutar a un civil. Reclutar, what does it mean? Reclutar.
Recruit.
Okay, it was very complicated to trying to recruit from ordinary people, civil people.
A civilian.
Civilian. Yeah. Ya sabes que los proyectos de alto secreto requieren, además de alistarse, estar dispuesto a pasar largas temporadas encerrado en la base. Now you know that the project
You already know.
you already know that the project of the high secret required además de al listo. Además means more than listing something.
Yeah, so we can say besides
listing something, alistarse.
Not quite. It means to enlist.
Beside enlist someone.
Beside enlisting.
Beside enlisting, what does it mean? Enlisting, what does it mean? Put some names in the list.
I mean, yes, but no. Yes, when you enlist, your name goes on a list, but enlisting specifically means to join something, usually the army. So, for example, a young boy may say, I want to enlist in the army. He might say he wants to join the army.
Okay, recruited.
Right, so when you are recruiting somebody, you are trying to get them to enlist.
Okay. Besides enlisting, the project require being dispuesto. Dispuesto, what does it mean? Dispatched?
Determined, willing, dispuesto.
Being determined to pasar largas, to passing a long temporal closing in the base. Temporal means a long term closed in the staying in the base.
Very good. Continue.
Y si es alguien con familia, and whether she's somewhere.
No.
Is she someone? If she's someone. No?
They're still talking about theoretic things. So they're saying, so the first guy said, oh, I don't think this is right. And the other guy says, well, I've tried everything. And so these are just hypothetical questions. So remember how they're saying that to recruit a civilian is difficult because, it requires them to enlist. It requires them to be determined to spend a long time locked up in the base. And, ¿y si es alguien con familia? ¿Los encerramos a ellos también? No hay quien acceda a eso. So this is just hypothetical. He's not talking about any real person. He's just talking about hypothetically.
I mean, is she?
And if it's
she, yeah, I'm going to translate that. I didn't even read that. So you already. And if
no, where it says EC.
Mm-hmm. And as if she.
No. There's no she. There's no he. This is theoretical.
Okay, and if it's someone who is a family.
If it's somebody with a family.
And if it's somebody who is a family, los cerramos a ellos también. Should we also close them to also in the base too? And no hay quien acceda a eso. There's no one acceda. Acceda, what does it mean? There's no one wanted to.
There's nobody who will accede. It means nobody who will accept.
Okay, there's no one who will accept that.
Very good.
Encontré a dos posibles candidatos, pero preferían ir a un campo de reeducación antes que venir aquí. I have found two possible candidates, but they prefer to go to the field of the re-education before coming here. Es cierto que podríamos haberlos obligado, pero dada la naturaleza del trabajo, es más prudente no retener a nadie en contra de su voluntad. Es cierto que it is certain that
It's true.
It is true that we could have forced them to do so.
Very good, very good, very good.
But dada la naturaleza but given the nature of working,
Given the nature of the job,
given the nature of job, it was more prudent. That retener a nadie. It was prudent that not retain anyone in against their willing.
Yeah, against their will. Very good.
Will. Prudente. What does it mean? It means prudent means diligent.
Yes, very good.
It will be more prudent. Not retaining anyone against their will. Okay.
Exactly. Very good, very good.
Okay, we are here today